All right.
At least
Bear with me,
$3,000
guys.
for that intro.
All right.
Spare
So the happiness that we're gonna spread today is 3 special birthdays.
Yes.
And like I said, a fair warning if the dyslexia kicks in, but I'd like to wish, because his is before the other 2, a happy birthday to Yiji Show, if I got it. Okay. He turns. Wait, no, it can't be.
Yeah, he
turns 50. Yeah, he turns 50 this year.
50. Yes.
Yeah, I'm looking at. I'm like,
cow.
He's only a year older than me. Okay, it's crazy. Okay, that made me laugh and everything. But many don't know, he was in the TV version from Fox of the Doctor Who, our eighth Doctor, and we wish him a very happy birthday right now. And our other 2, who share a birthday, just different years apart, and explains their personality, because I met a lot of March 11th birthdays, and Alex Kingston and John oh God, he hates when I do this every time I talk to him. Barrowman and everything. I know. I because I was trying to figure out in real life, because I met John, I'm like, their personalities are in real life are the same. And then I said, now after looking at this, like, now it makes sense and everything. It's something with the March 11th birthdays. They are like the most, just watch around them. Like they are the most pranksters, everything, you name it. They are life, you know.
Dave, we got to review the episode with, there is one episode with Captain Jack and River Song, and we got to do that one.
Yes.
Oh, yes, we do.
That I would love to do one, because those 2 together, I would love to hear the bloopers. I would love and everything.
I think the actual runtime is like an hour, and then the bloopers are like 5 to 10 or something like that.
Yeah.
So we're definitely gonna love it. But yeah, happy birthday to E.G. Cho, John Barrowman, and Alex Kingston, who I don't think she ages. I think she spoils from the blood of Candyman.
No, she's in the Lazarus pit. She's in the Lazarus pit.
You heard me, Candyman. Yeah. She's in the Lazarus.
Isn't it amazing that it's Alex Kingston's birthday? And Simon, if I remember rightly, it was actually Alex Kingston that Simon shared his very first scene with in Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I watched it earlier today.
See, this Australian is not that stupid.
No, but
no, we did not say that. We did not say that at all.
We did not. You just have spiders, and they scare the heck out of me. So no,
you might have.
Is that the hunter spider, right?
Hey, honestly, the spiders are nothing compared to the politicians, so don't worry about it.
Hey now,
it's the emus you have to worry about.
I was just having politics conversations with him.
No, I just worry about the pizza rat here and all the other fun stuff we have here in New York.
Yeah, you got spiders that can eat dingoes.
They got dingoes that can eat spiders.
That can eat people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I just got a message from Simon the other day asking, talking about Trudeau, our Prime Minister here in Canada, as of yesterday, technically, or and the speech he made over in Europe at whatever leaders conference is happening. I don't remember right off the top of my head. And so we were back and forthing about politics in the UK and in Canada, and the similarities, the differences, the personalities, and everything. And it was just, yeah, and he was very positive, and he was grand. He was just like, no, I feel great. I feel, better. And
yeah, this is just
a wise friend of mine pointed out that's common. Your body goes, I don't really have a reason to hold back energy anymore, so let's give myself the best possible little time.
It's the rally.
Yeah, it's that last little rally of goodness.
No, you got to promote the book. You got to see all of us again. I've been meaning to want to hug him again, but I never got the chance because of what's going on here. So I think that was like a present too.
Yeah.
I'm quite lucky enough to have said I actually went to see Simon himself in his house in 2023 when I was actually in America. Sorry, not America. Sorry, that was last week. in the UK. And all I can say is, Simon, he gave the best bear hugs. He also laughing, roaring,
Mhm.
you know, you could always tell when you really cracked him up because he would just do that big barrage of laughter. And I'm gonna miss the guy so much. I know that he loved you guys severely and also your show. You know, one of the last times I spoke to Simon, if I can just tell you a funny story, he was in hospital. And you know, he's lying down and I'm talking to him, he goes, "Oh, Bolty." And he had a hospital gown on and one of his breasts was hanging out. And I went, "Oh, look at you, you big, you big floozy." Right. So I took mine off.
What?
So we're just sitting there, you know, like I've got one breast out, he's got the other breast out, and we're going, "Oh yeah, hello, love, oh hello." And then one of the nurses walk in. You could just imagine what she was thinking.
I can't actually.
And
please tell me it was a private room.
Well, it was just on it was just on, you know, Messenger. It wasn't on. We didn't film it. I mean, God. But I mean, the funniest thing is that last night, Joseph, you know, who's deals with the No Name Trivia show, he sent me this screen. And so a picture of a screen, and it was the Gay Times from New York, and it had both his and my name in it. And I said, I never thought that I would live to see the day that my name was mentioned in the Gay Times. And so I sent that over to a couple of my friends, and they went, "You're the only one that never did think. We all thought it would be there." But anyway, look, all I can say is Simon Fisher-Becker. Simon Fisher-Becker was an amazing person, and I need to say this if I can. If you have special people out there that you haven't spoken to for a while, make that phone call. You know, don't wait for the phone call to come. It may never come. So you make that phone call. And also consider what's been going on in the world over the past 5 odd years with COVID and everything like that. There's been some disconnects of family and also friends. That doesn't matter anymore. What matters is love and respect. Mm-hmm. So all I can say is, don't matter who was in the right, who was in the wrong, get rid of that. Just go out there, make the phone call, be the better person, make that first phone call, and you never know. You could get your family and your friends back. And that's all I just want to say. Thank you.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
Well done.
Yep.
I'm not going to
It's
follow up
amazing
on
us
that. That's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Sometimes us Australians can make sense, and it's got nothing to do with kangaroos.
Yeah, one of my friends lives in Australia and haven't met him in person yet, but he says the attitude out there is just family and everything.
Yeah.
Balti,
I mean, yeah, mate.
Well, no, I was about to say, funny you mentioned that article, because before I went on, I spoke with Joe. There's the article. If you can bring it up, I believe it's LGBT History Month.
LGBT.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I need my glasses. Yeah. I'm sorry. LGBT History Month, and I'll read this for you if people are having a hard time seeing it. God, I need my glasses. Simon has been...
I can put my radio voice on. Simon has been a co-host of the No Name Trivia Show with Joseph McGrail-Bader and Paul Baldwin since 2020. He has the award-winning Simon Says section. He produces his own Simon Says vlogs on YouTube and Simon Says Sci-Fi for the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS show, fronted by Christian Basil, based in Florida. He also has his own YouTube channel where he posts regular vlogs.
They know who I am. That scares me.
I'm sorry, I couldn't understand a word you said. Could you try that again in English?
Rude.
Coming from a Canadian.
Nice.
Wait. Would you like me to do it in American?
Or New York?
Has been co-host of the No Name Trivia Show. Yeah, you know,
That's accurate.
Or New York? You could do it as a New Yorker.
Oh, this is gonna be the longest
No,
thing
I
we
can't. Look, I can even do Scottish. We knew that's new how you make college. I didn't say very, very well, but
That makes way more sense. Way more than the Australian.
so all I can say is, you know, like Christian, yourself, myself, and Joseph. It's the first in my career that I've been in the LGBT, you know, History Month, and I'm very proud to say I am.
Well, there you are.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I think like the light by On This Gay Day and others.
Well, I think Joe said it best when we were on the phone together when he sent me this article. I think Simon at times forgot that people knew who he was, and he never really got the recognition that he deserved. And he's been doing movies and film and TV forever, and even now, there's even in post, he's still got stuff that's going to be coming out. And I'm definitely going to be interested. I want to see Puppy Love. I'd never had a chance to see that. And as far as this show is concerned, he will be in the family forever. I mean, the man's got his own playlist. If you're not familiar with Simon, it's your first time seeing him and us talking about him. He has his own YouTube channel, as mentioned in the article. He has his own playlist here. And if you just want to spend a few moments just understanding the guy, and he had no ill will to anybody. You know, he spoke out. He was blunt about it, but he didn't care for the most part. He just wanted people to get along. He wanted people to get together and do things and just enjoy life. I think on his profile it was, you know, nobody has time for hangups, or I don't have time for hangups. So I meant,
and I actually always, he would give me a call, or I would ring him and he would talk about the people who come and complain about the vlogs. I mean, Balti, do they think they're on about? And that's the funniest thing about Simon. I mean, he was so loving. He was so, you know, he was so gentle. I mean, you always hear like the gentle giant, but that's what Simon Fisher-Becker was. And, you know, last night I was having such a really bad time dealing with it. So, believe it or not, I got onto YouTube and I started, you know, watching the Traveling TARDIS, you know, Time of the Traveling TARDIS, you know, on YouTube. And I'm going, oh, yeah. And then I actually had to keep myself awake because I wanted to give Christian a call. I did. I wanted to give Christian a call just to say, no pun intended. No, I wanted to give Christian a call to say, you know, how are you feeling? Because I know, you know, Christian loves Simon as much as we all did. And again, so I know that how much Simon loved you guys. Okay. And was so happy when he came onto the show. It was, you know, and look, I'm very lucky to have been working with him for the past 4 years. There is no way, when I very first saw that scene with Simon Fisher-Becker and Alex Kingston, you know, with Dorium Maldovar, you know, in Dorium, in Doctor Who, that I thought that I would actually end up working with this guy for 4 years. And because of him, I mean, I actually got to interview Sylvester McCoy and, you know, the wonderful Ian McNeice and lots of people to do with Doctor Who, and being a Whovian as I am. Wow, you know, it was, you know, even to the point of Simon's last book, you know, Flogging a Dead Horse. He actually asked me to actually do the foreword for him. I mean, I know it's an ugly picture, but
ugly.
but you know, I look, I will never ever say a bad word about Simon, because the guy was just an
genuine,
amazing, wonderful, genuine teddy bear. And all I can say is, Simon, wherever you are, my darling, you've more like got, a sheet over you with one breast exposed, like being, like a Roman emperor. If you were ABBA, darling, I would say thank you for the music, but you're not. I just want to say thank you for the time that you spent loving life. And,
Oh.
sorry,
Yeah.
sorry, my fault. Simon, I love you, and never ever forget me, the loudmouth Australian, because I would never allow you to.
Oh, he's watching, going,
Yeah.
He'll go, oh, Balti, get your breast out, darling.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Just to change things,
sorry.
if you haven't read Simon's book, as Balti Son, that was his last book, the Vlogging a Dead Horse, and tons and tons of Simon on the cover down there. Oh, you okay? Well,
yeah, that works. That works.
That works because I had them individually.
Dalek has a puncture. My
So
Dalek has another puncture. And let Zygons be Zygons.
So 4 books out that Simon has put out.
And he was working on the audio, if I remember right, or he had the audio.
I think he was working.
Yeah, the audio's already out.
Oh, it is good.
Mm-hmm.
Get that.
Yeah,
and he was doing a one-man show version of this occasionally.
Yes, Dalek Has a Puncture.
Yeah, and sadly, we were trying to get him over to North America to do like the Fringe circuit or something. I've been working with him to produce it over here, and it just the timing never quite worked properly. So I'm very sad that I wasn't able to participate. We were gonna do it as kind of an interview-ish type thing, and it was gonna be a grand show. But now you're just gonna have to buy his books and listen to the audio.
I think
watch his YouTube channel.
I think he performed the stage show at Pensacon, if I'm not mistaken, Melanie. And there's like an old video.
I want to say he did that at Pensacon, but I know there is video because I did have an opportunity to watch the video of that, and I know we watched it together.
Yeah,
he'd been reworking it a bit, but yeah.
So,
do we want to run one of our video clip guests?
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That would be good.
Let me go ahead. And speaking of the no name trivia show.
No.
Do you want me to say it in New York? Okay, fine. This is actually Joe from the No Name Trivia Show. We actually, Balti was talking about, we actually exchanged videos because, God forbid, 4 a.m. I wasn't going to do it. And Joe calls me up at 10 o'clock last night. He goes, I want you to do a video for me for the No Name Show. And I was about ready to go to bed, and I was just like already exhausted. It was just like, the day that I found out about this was I was just driving with Chrissy, and I get a call from Simon. Simon never calls, so he usually sends me a text, or he usually sends me a picture and says, I'm doing well, or hey, do you want to do something? And I get a call from Simon, which never happens. And I pick it up and I said, Simon, is everything okay? Because he was in the hospital for a while. I think he was only supposed to be there for a week, and he ended up being there for what, 2 months, if I'm not mistaken.
2 months.
Right after his birthday. Right after his birthday.
Yeah. And it was Tony. And I said, Tony, is everything okay? And I think I knew right away. I think everything started to kick in when I heard Tony instead of Simon answering the phone. He goes, no. And he told me flat out. And Chrissy was looking at me and she goes, are you okay? I'm just like, yeah. And I don't know why I did it, but I said, can I just drive somewhere? Because we were already on the road. We were shopping for stuff. And I said, I really need to go. In fact, I picked, we were just driving, and I just like, we never go down this way. Can we go down this way? And she goes, yeah. And it was just woods and stuff like that. And I don't know why I'm telling you guys this, but that was the way I was getting over it for some odd reason. It still hasn't kicked in. it's still really. I'm going to wake up tomorrow and he's going to send me a PM and going like, "Hey Christian, I'll be back on the show next week" or something like that. Or Christian, I'm just getting out of the hospital, but I hope you guys had a chance to know Simon. If you did, you got an experience in life that is so wonderful. And if for those of you who never met Simon or know really little bit about him, like I said, there are videos out there, but I just want you to realize that when they talk about the sweetest guy in the world, it's Simon. And he'd been through he'd been through hell and back, and he has done some wonderful things. And I think one of the things that Joe and I were talking about is I think Simon was worried about that people had forgotten him, that nobody knew about him. And seeing everybody on his social media, seeing the articles that came out, he wasn't forgotten.
No.
And he should never be forgotten. And everything about how he affected this family and everyone else around him who came in contact with him, I hope you had that chance. And if you hadn't, like I said, he's got videos out there. He's got movies out there. Take the time, just see one or two of them. And you're going to see this incredible man performing. And when you go to his YouTube channel, you can see how he felt about things. But again, he was never one to take it out in anger or say anything hateful or something like that. He tried to say it in a way that he was blunt about it, but he never came across as somebody that, he wanted something bad to happen to people. He wanted people to get along. And I'm hoping he brought that to everybody in his life. He brought it to me.
I can remember.
Why am I still up here? I'm embarrassing.
No, I was privy to those hugs and everything. Yeah.
Very nice, Christian.
Yeah.
Nice.
I remember the very first time that I heard him swear. I went, "Oh my God, Simon swearing!"
Right?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, Australians swear all the time.
Ian and him? Oh God.
We used to swear, but the first time I ever heard Simon swear and say, certain words, I've just gone, Simon, I never thought you had it in you, love.
Simon and we actually started out at the same time. Dorium and me as Winston Churchill, we came out about the same time, and we experienced something together for the first time, which was conventions. We never been to any conventions, and suddenly we were both invited at the same time to go to Australia and New Zealand, and we had the most wonderful time laughing ourselves through that, which was great. And then we came back to England, and suddenly, just before COVID, there was a whole year where we did conventions every other week, and it was incredible. We used to drive together. I used to come in his car, and he'd have his little truck, his little scooter to go in and so I said, "Can I borrow it, Simon? Once you've got in, can you send it back for me?" And I'd be outside, and I'd get on it, and I'd come in too, and I'd borrow it to go to the toilet as well. It was hysterical. We had the most wonderful time at these conventions with all these people. The thing about Simon was that with Facebook, right? And this cracked me up because he accepted every friend request you could get. And he had friends on Facebook, thousands of people on Facebook were his friends. And they'd come to me and say, "Look, I'm a friend of Simon Fisher-Becker. Can I be your friend too?" And I said, "No, you can't."
I don't think you even wait. Do I have you?
That's fine. It was just wonderful. We had the most wonderful time. Were hysterical. And there's some of these conventions that'd be only about like 20 people turn up, and we just sitting there for hours with nobody coming up to take our photographs, something like that. And we just laughed and laughed and laughed. Mm-hmm. And recently, because I was with him through the whole business of being in hospital. I was in America at the time, and he would keep me informed of what he was doing. And and it would be going on forever. Him being in hospital, and then they had to get all this stuff back home for him, a special bed, lifting gear, and all this sort of had to be put in before he could go home. And it took forever. And then he eventually got home. And I only talked to him last week. And that was the most extraordinary thing. And I, like you, had a phone call from Simon Fisher-Becker, and it was Tony. And I knew then when Tony spoke to me, I saw the name Simon Fisher-Becker, and I knew Tony. And it was at that point I thought, oh God, no. Same thing. And I can say, as you have, Christian, as well, he is the sweetest man. He was and still is. So that's me. Great, great memories. I'm going to miss you, Simon. Miss you very much. Thank you.
Where do we go from here? I guess.
I don't know, because.
Oh, wait.
Do the video. Do the video.
Yeah, Melanie,
do the video.
Changed here. So he was giving me a hint to play the video, and I was like, I didn't play the video.
Just do the video.
He started to intro the video and went off.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, I said my
episode.
piece. It was just...
It's kinetic. It's always been very kinetic.
Yeah,
exactly. So, anyway, from the No Name Trivia Show, this is Joe. He is a host of the show. You can also see in, I think you still do the show, right, Ian? And Bolte.
I've done it several times. I've done it about 4 or 5 times. Yeah. I'm Bolte. I've known Bolte for a long time now.
Joe and I, Joe asked me to do a video for his show, and it was like, I was about to go to bed, and he goes, can you just do a video for me if you can't be on? And just like, I'd be more than happy to. And I was already ready for bed to get out, go into the video room. And I sent him the video, and goes, "Are you okay?" And I'm just like, yeah, I was tired when I did it. And it's like, it's still the same day of. I'm just like, it's still fresh. I just like, I and it was hard to do the video because I was just like, I didn't even think this through. I just said what I wanted to say about him, and I just said it flat out. So, but this is Joe's contribution for our show. So here you go, Joe.
G'day everyone, it's Joe from the No Name Trivia Show here in Australia. Like everyone, I am totally gobsmacked, devastated, and everything you could imagine for the loss of my dear friend Simon Fisher-Becker. Simon has been a true friend over the last 5 years. We've had so many laughs together. It's just been amazing. He would call me every day, or I would call him every other day that he didn't call me. And we'd just chat about rubbish, really. We didn't have any set topic or anything like that, and we'd just enjoy each other's company. He was a true gentleman as well as a gentleman. I will miss him so much. Simon, please, I make everyone laugh up there in heaven. I know you will. And pop over and see my mum and say good day to her for me. And I love you very much, brother. Yeah. So thank you for everything, Simon. Bye-bye.
And if anybody in the chat, there's so many chats in there. So
I'm looking at it too, yeah.
I'm trying to see everybody else's, but God, Melanie Toodlepip. That is exactly it.
Missed him saying that.
I'm gonna miss him saying that. Yeah, and I gotta watch his show again out there. And Kevo from X's for Show wasn't invited. Rogers, it's good to see you. Glad everyone is well. Had a tight spot over there, Kevo. So we're welcome out there. And Sticksboy73, may he rest in peace. Yeah, a lot of that. Jim says, I remember this guy in the 11th hour episode where he lost his head to the monks. And his head was put in
didn't think he was going to come back for more episodes.
Such a good episode too, because even he's only here. This is all that he has, and yet he still had so much just
projection
to the scenery and the projection, and just how much he emoted here. He still had body language here. That's how just absolutely brilliant of a communicator Simon Fisher-Becker was. Blah blah blah. Can't even talk.
His voice. His voice was just amazing. You could actually just fall to sleep, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful
No,
area.
you could.
You know,
It was so soothing.
I even changed my T-shirt because everybody else was in a TARDIS T-shirt, so I went and got my Minion TARDIS one.
Wait a minute, you had the breasts hanging out and we missed it.
That's on the nighttime show.
The TARDIS After Dark.
Yeah, that's right. No, I tell you one thing is like that voice. I said to Simon many years ago when I first met him, your voice is unbelievable. You know, have you ever decided to do a podcast or not? He goes, "Oh, darling, you don't know what I've done, do you?" It's like, yeah, okay, fine, good enough. I like that one. But no, even with the with Vlogging a Dead Horse, again, that book, although I've done voiceovers for many, many years, Simon was such an amazing voice actor, and just him talking, honestly, it was just so I can't actually explain the word. It was just, you could listen to it and all your worries would just go. They would just melt, and Chittle Pip.
What does that mean? I had to look. I'm gonna have to look.
It's in English. It's an old English saying for like goodbye, see you soon. I mean, look, ask Ian.
Ian, stuff like that.
I bet Ian said Turtle Pip a number of times, haven't you, Ian?
Oh, definitely, absolutely. Good old British.
I'd never said that, and I'm British, but
yeah, but listen to the difference in those accents, and
I know I'm just a common from Essex guy. You know what I mean?
Funny you should mention that.
My condolences.
Funny you should mention
all my
that.
Family comes from Essex. Sorry, you go.
No, you're fine. Funny you should mention his voice, because he gave me the ultimate gift I think he could have given me, and it's actually on the YouTube channel. I was thinking about playing it tonight, but we have a couple of videos, and if we have time I might play it. He did a reading of what is it, the Saint Nick, a visit
the night before Christmas.
It's called A Visit from Saint Nick.
Yeah. A Visit from Saint Nicholas.
And he did a reading of it, and it.
Please don't lose that. Please don't lose that. I ever adopted.
I've got like 5 copies of it somewhere.
Don't lose it. I would love to
play it on every.
Adopt any kids, please.
Don't tell me. I might play it on this episode, so we'll never lose.
You're gonna have me in tears again.
So,
because I play at Christmas time all the time now.
Or even when he was on with us during the Phantasmagoria was on, and he was the narrator, and even then, as they performed, I mean, just a consummate professional. Ramona actually says the perfect caption of the adjective, I guess you could say, for his voice, and it was I'm gonna butcher this, mellifluous.
Mellifluous.
Well done.
So
sounds nasty. Is it contagious?
But yeah, it's smooth, gentle, and a pleasant voice. And the word comes from the Latin words meaning melli, which is honey, and fleur, to flow.
There you go.
But because I don't want to say it was melodic, because while there is a scale that he used, he also commanded it with the volume, and whether he was going, pianissimo and being very soft, or very, being very loud and boisterous. He really just knew how to. Just the voice acting was just incredible. And again, but like I said before, I always thought he was very deliberate in how he spoke and what he spoke, and very thoughtful in his words. not just in the performance piece, but as other people have already mentioned, when he was talking about what was things close to his heart, when he was commenting about, episodes, or even when he was interviewing, like when we had Ian on, I think it was the first time. Simon was on as part of the panel to interview him. So everything was very thought out. Everything was always kind, very, again, deliberate, very gentle, but very thoughtful. And that's one thing I'm going to miss, is even in our chats. It's if you ever even texted him back and forth, you could hear all those intonations of what he was saying, even in his little text. I could hear his voice. So what's fantastic is that a lot of that's still going to be, since he's an actor of the stage, and that you can go and see some of this stuff. But I think we're all blessed that he lived in a time where we are having this screen, so that you can see him on Doctor Who. You could see him here. You could hear his voice in his audio works, especially Big Finish. We don't have to rely on what people said of great actors of yesteryear of stage, and even the silent era. We have it, so we can make sure that we share it, so that no one ever forgets the brilliance of Simon Fisher-Becker.
Very nice. Well done.
And close, please. Make me
Make me a little.
Oh no, this is the whole show.
No. Here. Let's see what's next to me. You see what's next to me? I can't.
The one thing that I found out about Simon is that he didn't think that anybody knew who he was. Okay, which was quite funny, because he was quite famous. Like my youngest daughter, Kira, she's an absolute Harry Potter fan. When she knew that I knew the Ghost of Hufflepuff, it's like, oh my God, I had legendary status, for at least, well, you know what it's like, when you're a 12-year-old girl, for at least 5 minutes, and that's a lifetime. But if I could just, I can tell you a story. Luckily enough, I was in America last year, and I went to a little place called Alexandria in Virginia, just about 20 minutes out of DC. And I'm doing some stuff for the No Name Trivia Show, and I was speaking to this lady, and her father there, whose name was Art, was going, I know you. I go, no, you don't. No, you don't. I've never been to this part of America before. No, but I know you. I'm going, yeah, okay, sure you do. Okay, thanks. I know you. And I thought, I'm in a really bad Billy Connolly skit here. I know you. So it's fine. Okay, so I'm just in there talking to his daughter, and he goes, and then he comes to me and goes, You're on Facebook, aren't you? I went, pardon? He goes, you're on Facebook. I went, yeah. He goes, yeah, something to do with trivia. And that guy, the large guy from Doctor Who and Harry Potter. I went, Simon. He goes, yeah. I went, oh, have you seen it? He goes, yeah, I've seen a couple of episodes. See, I told you I know you. But here's one thing I didn't tell Joe, because I rang up Joe, and Joe goes, oh. But Art goes, yes, I like that large guy. I don't like so much, but him I really like. Well, all I can say, give me a compliment and then rip it straight out.
Yeah, but going to what we were saying, that he was also in Harry Potter, so all the people who like Harry Potter have also lost a major actor. I never got to meet Simon in real life, so that's a shame. But working with him on this show and listening to all his stuff, it just really touched, especially with stuff where he had to go through bullying and how he dealt with that and everything he's went through. He was such a encouragement of a figure to look to, of dealing with problems in real life and the struggles he had. And I've got so much respect to him. I'm just going to miss him for sure now. I'm just so gutted that I never got to meet him.
my experience is like at an event I will not name and everything between him and Ian, but I was in the autograph area and his chair had gotten stuck and everything. We were trying to fix it and everything. He says, "Come here, sit next to me. I see what they're doing right now and everything. You stay with me. You stay with me." And he had me sit with him the whole time I was there and everything. And I think, Ian, you were on the other side and Fraser was over the other way and everything. And I just stayed with everybody. And all I kept hearing was that small laugh he gave the kids. He talked to the kids. Because they kept saying, "Are you from this? Are you this? Are you?" And like everybody, he just kept telling them. And this one kid was like, "It's the headless monk." And he was just like he was a big teddy bear, gave me a big hug for helping him and everything. But he said, "You stay with me" and stuff. But so between Ian and Simon, I had two best people like around me and stuff, because I was new to being part of a team like that and hadn't seen Doctor Who in a while and was doing it for an internship at school. And even Simon got me to talk to Fraser, got me to talk to Syl, got me to talk to everybody. It's like, because I was a little bit shy, and then like Ian teasing me at the dinner and everything. It was just one of those, like, it was a family at that point before something else, but he always would look out for everybody. Like anybody that wanted anything, he's like, "You want a hug? Here's a hug. Here's this," and stuff like that. All through that whole adventure I went through, and told him about my dyslexia, told him about everything. And he was like surprised. He's like, that I was able to get through a lot of things and stuff. And he just kept telling me, like, while I was there, "Don't let anybody stop you. Don't let anybody say anything bad about you. I know what you did. And if you ever need me or anything, I'm right here."
Very nice.
Big teddy bear. Same thing with you, Ian. I miss you too. I'm going to try to get that hug from you.
I'm going to put up Tom's chat over here because there's a reason why. Tom says, "I already broke down last night recording a show mentioning Simon, George Lowe, and Paul Wegman from back in the day." So yeah, I mean, just a lot of people. I mean, if you put that on top of the Dawn actress, Michelle Trachtenberg, Gene Hackman, I mean, just like the list goes on and on and on. And the reason why I brought this up was because I guess for a better term, ironically, is that George Lowe had passed, and I was going through my phone, and I had realized I had recorded George with my Traveling TARDIS and had never released it. It's now on the YouTube channel for people to see, but I just thought it was like, wow, that's coincidental that I never had a chance to release this video, and now I have a reason now, and not the reason I wanted to, but I put it out there so people could see it, because he had a good time. He was playing with the TARDIS, and he was just going completely nuts for like 10 minutes on the thing.
Was that Central Florida Comic Con?
No, it was a smaller con called Kaiser Con.
Oh, very cool.
Yep, it was at Kaiser Con, and I just said, "Can you do a little ad for me?" And next thing I know, he's taking like 15 minutes, and I had to break it up into three parts. That was George, yeah, not talking. But the reason why I brought up his name is that we have a video of Simon, and this is from Joe. It's Joe as well from the No Name Trivia Show, and we believe that this is the last video that Simon has ever done. So he wanted to make sure we presented it to you tonight. So let me go ahead and run it. Where is it? And here we yeah, I found it. I got so much stuff in the background. I'm gonna like this. So this is, from what we know, is the last video of Simon